So you look at the situation now, the Cardinals had to lift Chris Carpenter for the pinch hitter Duncan. They lose on both ends as Duncan bounces into the double play and now have to go to their bullpen. Even though Carpenter had thrown under 80 pitches, Aaron Heilman is getting loose for the Mets. And Braden Looper takes over for the Cardinals here in the 7th. Jose Valentin first up with Chavez to follow. In a 2-0 game. Valentin tries to bunt and Looper makes the play out at first. 1 pitch, 1 out. Chavez takes ball 1. St. Louis in the 8th inning will have the top of their lineup. Eckstein, Spezio, and Pujols. Appears they'll be dealing with Aaron Heilman, who's getting loose for the Mets in their pen. Slapped into left field and right at Spezio. 2 out. Tucker out of the way of ball 1. Looper was the closer here for the Mets. Had a rough year last year. That was the initial crowd reaction when he was announced as the pitcher for the Cardinals. Cleaned out his shoulder, and now he has been getting stronger as the season has worn on. Tucker takes strike 2. Tucker pops it up, back and out of play. Billy Wagner, the closer for the Mets. He has not appeared since game 2, when he was tagged for the loss. Tucker flips it into left field, and Spezio makes a try but can't come up with it. Tucker is on with a 2-out single. Tucker was watching instead of running. And had he been busting it down the line, might have had a shot to get to second with 2 out. As it is, Reyes takes the ball high.
That's a tough play for a left-hander because the ball was hit off the bat and you're really reacting to the swing, especially a hitter like Tucker who's got a little bit of power off the bat.
Slipped when he got to the base.
Right foot came right over the bag. Left foot, I guess.
A 1-0 to Reyes. 1 ball, 1 strike. Reason why this crowd reacted that way for Looper, as I said, he struggled last year closing games for the Mets. Those can be heartbreaking losses for fans. Mets made the change. This year they've got Wagner. Tucker takes off and Reyes fouls it. Strike 2. Left-hander Tyler Johnson getting loose with Beltran in the hole. Oduka on deck. And then the switch hitting Beltran. Don't forget, if there is a Game 7 tomorrow night, it will happen at 8 Eastern. 5 Pacific. Jeff Suppan for St. Louis. Oliver Perez or Darren Oliver. One of those two most likely to starter for the Mets. 8 shutout innings by Suppan in game 3. A 5-0 win back in St. Louis. Another check on Tucker. On 1-2, Reyes takes ball 2. Looper's having a tough time either seeing the signs by Molina or not agreeing with him, so he calls him out.
The other night, Gonzo, you were talking about how the catchers tape their fingers, and Molina's still taping his fingers, so it didn't appear that it was because he could not see them. Or are they taped? They're not taped.
And maybe Looper couldn't see.
Maybe he couldn't see the signs. I can't see.
Usually, most of the time, pitchers that are starters will tell the catcher before the game, tape your fingers. It's going to be a dark night back there behind the plate, or sometimes you can't see the fingers. So some catchers will do it early in the ball game.
They pitch out. Tucker was going. Throw down is no good. And Tucker will hold at second with 2 out. Molina flips his mask into the air. The Cardinals guessed right, and Molina made a poor throw.
Yeah, you guess right, and you run the count to 3-2 to Reyes. So by guessing right, you may have guessed wrong. Still have to throw him out. Terrific jump by Tucker. And that's what Looper couldn't see. The pitch out. A high throw by Molina. And now the count full to Reyes.
A dangerous hitter who had 81 RBIs during the regular season. To the left side in the hole, kept on the infield by Eckstein to save a run. Good play by David Eckstein with 2 out. As Looper tries to keep this a 2-run game. Duca 0 for 3 in tonight's game. Only 1 RBI in this NLCS. A big one sitting out there at third. Reyes takes second. No throw. Ball 1 to LaDuca.
No throw. Nobody covering.
It is, however, ruled a stolen base.
You can see both the second baseman, Belliard, and the shortstop Eckstein not even covering.
LaDuca and Looper. Ball 2. Beltran on deck and Johnson in the bullpen. Line drive up the middle, base hit. 2 runs will score, and it's 4-0 New York. Big hit, LaDuca. LaDuca delivers the 2-out, 2-run hit up the middle. It's 4-0 Mets. And Tyler Johnson is into the game to deal with Beltran. The 2 runs can be traced back to Molina missing on a pitch out. firing high down to second base. The inning continued. An infield hit by Reyes, and then the base hit by Loduca. A 1-0 pitch, up and away, 2-0.
Well, there were two things that happened. The throw was high, but Braden Looper took his time delivering the ball home. You got to speed up your delivery somewhat. But Looper took his time to pitch out on the 2-2 count. 2-2 and 2 outs high. Tucker steals second. The infield hit by Reyes. And then after the stolen base, the hit by Loduca.
Now a strike and a breaking ball to Beltran, 2-1.
And really, you got to give a lot of credit to Loduca with a 2-ball, no-strike count. Most hitters try to pull that pitch. Loduca just stayed right up the middle to drive the 2 runs in.
2-2 on Beltran. Started the night talking about the Mets needing production from guys not named Carlos. And the rest of the group is 9 for 23, and they've driven in all 4 runs. 2 by Loduca, 1 by Reyes, and 1 by Sean Green. 2-2 pitch. Full count. Loduca will go from first.
And Reyes has been their jump starter all year. He's been on base all 4 times tonight.
Runner goes, and a chop to third. Rolen kicks it. Do or die on the short hop, and Rolen could not make the play.
Seen Scott Rolen make this play many, many times. See how it's going to be scored. Tough play, but normally not tough for Rolen. An error on Scott Rolen.
There will be plenty said tonight after the game about Scott Rolen being in the lineup. He was not in the lineup in Game 2 when Maine made the start. He has not had good at-bats tonight at all. He's been up in some key situations for Tony La Russa and has not been able to put good swings on the ball. Now he makes what has been ruled an error to keep this 7th inning alive, and it's 2 on with 2 out. Delgado at the plate. Strike 1, big rip. La Russa talked to us before the game about Rolen being in there instead of Spezio at third and Duncan in the outfield, or Preston Wilson somebody else, and he wanted the defense that Rolen provided with Carpenter on the mound. But his spot in the lineup came up in some key situations, and Rolen could not get the hits. The 0-1 to Delgado. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two runs in the inning, charge to Looper. Now Delgado with 2 on and 2 out. Hits it to first. Pujols goes to the bag as Johnson doesn't cover, and the inning is over. The Mets back at home here in Game 6.